Hi, scholars. Today we're going to continue with this fourth book of Henry and Mudge, Under the Yellow Moon. And we're going to read the second chapter, which is called Under the Yellow Moon. Can you guess what time of year it is from this illustration? Let's find out. Henry loved Halloween. He loved to make jack-o'-lanterns and he loved to make paper bats. And most of all, he loved to dress up. And his bag says, "Trick or treat," written on it. But there was one thing about Halloween Henry did not like: ghost stories. And Henry's mother loved to tell ghost stories. Look at Henry's face and his body language. How do you think he's feeling? Every Halloween, his mother put on her witch's hat, lit candles, and told ghost stories. She thought Henry liked them because he told her that he liked them, but really he hated them. They scared him. He was afraid to tell her that. But this year, Henry had Mudge. Mudge would be with him. Henry would not be afraid of the ghost stories. So Halloween night, Henry's mother put on her hat. She lit her candles. She invited Henry and Mudge and some of Henry's friends to listen to ghost stories. What do you think? Do you think Henry is going to be scared this year? Or do you think he'll feel calm and brave because he has Mudge? It was dark outside. A big yellow moon was in the sky. It was dark inside, except for the candles and one jack-o'-lantern. Henry got close to Mudge on the floor, and Henry's mother began to tell her stories. Seems spooky. First, she told a story about a man who lost his head. Henry shook. His friends shook. Then she told a story about a cat in a graveyard. The candles made shapes on the walls. Henry shook even harder. Then Henry's mother began telling a story about a pair of shoes that went looking for someone's feet with no body in them. The shoes, she said, came out only at night, and they walked up and down the streets looking. Spooky. You could hear them, she said softly. They went click, 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 click. Henry's mother tapped her own shoes on the floor. Click, 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 she whispered. But when she stopped tapping, Henry still heard something. Something in the room. Something in the room under the yellow moon. Henry held his breath. What could be making that clicking noise? Something went click, 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 but faster. Henry's whole body shook. It was like someone walking faster and faster. Click, 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 click. What was it? What do you think is making the clicking noise? Henry's mother bent down. Mudge? She said. Well, Henry knew his mother was scared too if she needed Mudge. Mudge? She said again. The clicking got louder. The shoes are coming, thought Henry. He put his head in Mudge's neck. Now the clicking was louder than ever. Mudge, Henry's mother said, stop chattering. Chattering? Henry put his ear near Mudge's mouth, and Mudge's teeth went click, 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 click. Look at these lines by Mudge's face. The illustrator drew those so you could see that his mouth is chattering, making the clicking noise. It wasn't a pair of shoes, it was Mudge. And he was more scared of the yellow moon and the dark room and the witch's stories than anyone else. Poor Mudge, thought Henry. Henry stopped shaking and put his arms around Mudge's big head, and Mudge held tight. Then they listened to the next story about a chair that rocked all by itself. But Mudge clicked all the way to the end. What did you think about that one? Did you know what was making the clicking noise? Well, I have a couple of questions for you. One is, think about in this story, in this chapter, think about Henry and Mudge. How were they the same in this chapter? How were they the same? And then my other question for you is, I would like to know if you like scary stories. And if you do, I invite you to go onto our PodViento Facebook page and upload a video of you telling us your scary story. I can't wait to hear them.